Ladies and gentlemen, I have studied Raila Odinga's handshakes and broad-based government, or maybe how he works with the president, and I've realized that he has a simple trick that he has recently employed that he has never employed before in other handshakes or other agreements with the presidents in power. Remember, he worked with Moi, worked with Kibaki, he has worked with Uhuru, now with William Ruto. And what is this trick that Raila Odinga is using on President William Ruto? That is going to form the basis of this analysis here today. But before I take you through, my viewers, if this is the first time you're watching my videos, please take a second or two and subscribe, because that is the best support candidates give this channel. Let me dive into the topic today. What is this trick? First of all, before I give you the trick, let me take you through this. Uhuru, I have to admit that he was very clever. He was able to handle Raila Odinga entirely without having him blackmailing him in any way, until the 4-year term was over, because he parted ways with President William Ruto. And of course, the last year he can't count. So he was able to manage Raila Odinga successfully. And that is the president who was very smarter than Raila Odinga in all ways. Why am I saying so? He was able to beat Raila Odinga in 2013 when Raila Odinga was a prime minister. He was able to beat him with Kalonzo Musyoka, who was a vice president. In 2013, Raila Odinga was beaten by Uhuru Kenyatta despite having being the most popular in the country. And that means very well that Uhuru Kenyatta is a very smart politician. However, when they went for a handshake, Raila Odinga committed one big mistake. He went there without security. What do I mean by this? In the current handshake or maybe arrangement with President William Ruto, Raila Odinga has a handshake that has some security. And the security comes out from James Orengo, Babu Owino, and Edwin Sifuna. Let me not talk about that now, but let me take you back slightly on how I worked with Uhuru Kenyatta. When he went to Uhuru Kenyatta, this gentleman depended fully on Uhuru Kenyatta on most of the issues. One, funding of the BBI. And apart from the funding of the BBI, Raila Odinga's men got state officers, got state security. Everything was going on well. You got the friendship, the red carpet, the recognition. What Raila Odinga likes, the powers. Raila Odinga could go to the coast and say, I'm ordering this to stop immediately. And that is what was happening. Raila Odinga enjoying the state power, being a politician, or being a Raila Odinga in the country. It happened. And apart from that, there was no CS position Raila Odinga was given. That, like right now in William Ruto's government, Raila Odinga donated 4 people towards government, of which he did not do during Uhuru Kenyatta's time. He did not do that. And I'm telling you, it's not that there were no bad things happened during Kenyatta's time. The cost of unga, the cost of sugar, the cost of living in general was rising steadily. But we can tell clearly that Raila Odinga was not a threat despite the increment or the things that Kenyans were crying about. So Raila Odinga was able to manage the public well for Uhuru Kenyatta and be able as well go without opposing Uhuru Kenyatta or demanding anything. Remember, Uhuru Kenyatta, it's the time, even they had issues of Eurobond, the issues of actually increased loans. Then the borrowing rate was high. And Raila Odinga, while in opposition, he castigated Uhuru Kenyatta for all that. But now, after getting to the handshake, Uhuru Kenyatta was able to convince Raila Odinga to start praising the issues to do with the borrowing. Raila Odinga stopped saying, stop borrowing, and started saying you can borrow but use it well. He even stopped questioning the previous issues to do with loans that were borrowed and misused. He even stopped talking about the Eurobond that was borrowed and never reached the country, but William Ruto paid it recently. So the fact is, as we speak today, Raila Odinga was able to be managed by Uhuru Kenyatta softly without any rebellion. Apart from that, it's only, actually we can also say that it's only that BBI where Raila Odinga benefited, because it was funded and eventually actually it went ahead and failed. It failed eventually. So meaning that there was no successful journey between Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. But of course, funding and money could have been exchanged. We don't dispute that. We also have to say even the 2022 general election did not go successful because Raila Odinga did not become the president of the Republic of Kenya. Now, in William Ruto's camp, he has used this trick. Having some people in government, proving to William Ruto that he's in government, and then having some people in opposition. Raila Odinga's brother speaks on behalf of Odinga family. And William Ruto's people trust him so much. But the fact is, as we speak today, after Raila Odinga's brother Uhuru Odinga has spoken, you also hear Orengo speaking the other way around. Sifuna attacking the government. Then you ask yourself, who is speaking for Raila and who is not. Now, UDA people believe Uhuru Odinga is top because even accompanied President William Ruto to China. But the fact remains as we speak today, this is politics, not family business. Raila Odinga did not get the powers because of the family. He got it because of the politics outside the family. And as we speak today, considering that Edwin Sifuna is the Secretary General, defended by Raila Odinga, it is very clear that Raila Odinga is also working with Edwin Sifuna to oppose the government. And Edwin Sifuna is doing it to the latter. So the fact remains as we speak today, Raila Odinga is double playing. He's doing something in government as he does something else outside the opposition, with the opposition. Apart from that, you know, when William Ruto works with Raila Odinga in this kind of an arrangement, it's very clear that Raila Odinga bringing the opposition within government is that Raila Odinga does not trust William Ruto. He does not trust William Ruto. Therefore, it is a clear indication that Raila Odinga has to find security. And that is why he has these three people, Edwin Sifuna, Babu Owino, and of course, James Orengo, opposing seriously. Also to take you through, as the days move, as time passes, Raila Odinga will have demands. He cannot have demands even entirely in government. He has to have some opposition people who will speak in case they refuse to heed his call. Raila Odinga tells his people, keep speaking, increase your voices. So as a result, William Ruto wakes up. Look at the issue of to do the Ngondowere. They were able to act steadfast and arrest those perpetrators, those who are those suspects who are alleged to have engaged in the shooting and killing of Ngondowere. Apart from that, when you have the opposition as Raila Odinga, it happens that it keeps ODM relevant. We know very well that Raila Odinga has been using ODM to have members of parliament. Before we go to the political aspect, so long as you're a member of the ODM party, elected, there's a certain amount of money you contribute to the party. That makes the ODM party sustain itself. So there's a financial benefit first. Second, having a governor from the ODM party, they will be able to support Raila Odinga's rallies. If he comes to Kisii, here Simbarati takes care of him. If he goes to Omabay, Wanga is in charge. If he goes to Mombasa, Sharif Nasir is in charge. So you realize that there are benefits of having people elected under your party. So Raila Odinga cannot afford to lose these people because life continues even after elections of 2027. So Raila is being very, very careful. But apart from that, we also know that he wants also to be relevant with the party so that at least he can keep dominating the Kenyan politics. Having the members of parliament can be able to fight something in parliament and ensure that at least the president has listened to him. And that is the bargaining power of Raila Odinga. Eventually, Raila remains the story in government and opposition because now people have to listen to him both in opposition while in government. And that's how Raila gains. I don't know what's your take. Let me see in the comment section, please, what you think about Raila Odinga's double chance. My name is Abel Mukwa. See you next time for more videos.